mentioned battle rap there. We won't go over there. But I think that what I'm seeing, I kind of want to lead you into something that I know has been on your mind recently. I sometimes see hip-hop breaking down a bit into almost the EDM hip-hop, the sort of almost dubstep hip-hop.
Yeah.
And then kind of, well, there's that lane, and that's more and more what there is. And then there's battle rap.
Yeah.
And battle rap's blowing up, and it's its own thing, but it's certainly not over a beat. It's not the same thing as being like an MC to me. It's a very different type of MC.
Yeah.
And then the MC for like a more dancey kind of feeling is a very different MC than what I would think of as like if you followed a growth chart of the MC from sort of,
if you
77,
MC,
then like to now there's
yeah.
this moment where it just kind of seems like I mean, don't get me wrong, there's tons of good conscious underground and there's all kinds of them out there, but generally speaking, it seems like these camps, and I don't think you're the kind of guy who really fits in either one of those. Naturally, you probably could do them, but how does that make you feel about the landscape of what you're doing? Like, does it frustrate you that there's not more attention to just like bars on beats and like real, true emceeing, like down the middle kind of thing? Or
I think
do you feel a push that you need to be like dancey? You need to be, or you need to battle to prove you're an MC? Or?
No, I think with me, and like I said, with the new project, I have a couple joints that are in that, not the dubstep lane, but kind of like you could party to it. Like I could put it on there, and I make music more to, you can sit at the table with your squad, have a couple drinks, and just vibe with it. You listen to what he says, and then the smooth beats that, like, there's one club joint I have on there, and it's like, it's not a club joint. You wouldn't play it in the club, but like I consider it one because like the content I'm talking about, I try to use the words to kind of like make you move a bit more than the beat. And I have nothing like against the EDM and things like that. My girl's always saying like that's what you should do, something like that. Like so one of these days I'm gonna do something like that just to say like, all right, do you like this? Like this is what I made for you. This is Merry Christmas. I made you an EDM song, right? She'd probably be upset about it, but
you should say that. You should say dance.
She don't dance, right? She thugs it out.
Well, gangsters don't dance. They boogie. That's what she should
walk,
say.
Right? But as far as that, like, there's nothing against that. I find a lot of the EDM, from my knowledge, isn't really necessarily, I wouldn't call it MCing, because a lot of it's made by acapellas. Like the producer will take an acapella of a rapper because I want to meet it. There's very select few rappers in the world that can rap with a consistent flow and be on point over an EDM beat.
Definitely.
Right? And so like a lot of times the producer makes those songs what it is. So if someone wants to take any of my vocals and like mix it into that, you can do that, right? And I'm not saying there's probably artists out there that go into the studio with their producer or whatever and kind of lay some vocals down, but I think a lot of it is actually, it's more mixing and cutting this and chopping that and like putting this sound in there, right? So I don't consider it, in my opinion, and this is in my opinion, MCing, right? Because it's not, right? You're creating something that people just want to hear the catchphrase, right? Like what's that? Lil Jon, like the shots, when they did that, like shot, that one right there, like that's what you remember from that song. Well, you don't remember most of the in-between things like that,
I think it turned down for what? Like that's literally all he said.
One phrase,
I think that's all he said.
And so he would have said that once, maybe twice, give it like a different effect, and then the producer just ran with it, right? And so that to me is like, that's not an MC. That's like MCing is rapping when a beat comes on, right? And there's always that debate between a rapper and an MC, and you could have that debate a mile long. Everybody's like, okay, this is rap, that's MCing. Rap is.
Where do you see that? How do you see that breakdown? I have a way I feel.
Well, I like all rap, hip hop. Like I consider it all rap and hip hop to me. But in some eyes, you could say like Young Thug is a rapper. He's not an MC, because MC is more conscious space is what in my opinion, right? It's more conscious. They're more witty with the bars. They can kind of, it's more natural for them to just walk into a cipher and then just rap, right? Versus like if you seen Young Thug, for instance, at like one of the cypher nights at Alter Egos, right? Shout out Woozy and them, right? If you see, he wouldn't do anything. He would stand at the door, post up, and act awkwardly, right? And that's the truth of the matter. So he's a rapper. He gets in the studio, he lays some vocals down, they add some effects to it, and like mass produce it. And he's the next Lil Wayne, right? But Lil Wayne is kind of like a mixed breed, I would say, like because he can he can, he can rap, right? And half of his stuff isn't even written down or anything like that, right? So like he's kind of like, there's always those artists that can kind of do both, right? So that's why I don't separate the two, because I know that I can dumb it down at some points and just rap on any random like trap self beat or anything like that, but that's not being true to myself, right? So
yeah, where do you want to go next on the, what do you want to hit him with?
Let's just give him that little sample, the regular heartbeat. It's over that 50 Cent like Jadakiss instrumental.
Okay.
I did one verse over it. It's been on the computer forever, and I just want to kind of like break it out. It's not going anywhere. It's just sometimes I have these files on the computer that I think are like all right songs and verses. And like, sometimes you just write things just to kind of clear your mind. It's just one of those records, just kind of like just go back and clear some things off, write a couple of bars, kind of like exercise it, right? So this is like what you would call like exercising your bars, is this right here.
Do you think about that when you're writing? Is it like almost like a gym regimen for you, where you're like, I got to get in, I haven't been in a couple days, or I got to write because I haven't? Is it sort of like need to get the hours in weekly? Is that...
Yeah, I think there's a quota that my brain demands.
Really?
Sometimes a week, and sometimes I might not write anything all week, but then I'll just say, okay, I need to go upstairs for a little bit and like go. That's where my studio is, not just like upstairs, like having
wherever
write these godly bars.
I thought you were doing like one of those things like rappers do, where they just like name something different but don't tell anybody else. And you're like, yo, man, I go upstairs. It's like this new place that everyone's going to.
I want to call it the Bat Cave, but Seth calls his the Bat Cave. And I'm upset about it. He has
I believe he calls it the Beat Cave.
The Beat Cave.
So you could take Bat Cave.
Nah, it's still it's the same thing,
weird.
right? So I'm working on a name for it, but like I can't, like that's what I wanted
the
to
grotto.
be.
That's down though. Grottos are like down
in the basement, right? I can't. The basement's occupied in my house, so I can't like use that. The attic's scary, man. I think I got something living up there.
Do you?
Yeah, but I won't go up. I'm just let it stay there. I think it's frozen right now because of like the weather and stuff.
Do you think it'll come back to life?
Yeah.
If it comes back to life and it was frozen, I think you should move.
I think it's terrifying. It's
most things don't
summer.
do that.
Yeah, I think he's been there for a couple of years now, right? So
oh my God.
I'm assuming it's him.
I think you're gonna open it the wall one day, and it's gonna be like you, but in like sort of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
or like
way.
the Simpsons when they had like the Bart's twin brother locked in the attic, right?
This is gonna be it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bass line and line bass on the track.
Yeah, bass treble.
Ooh, I like that. Irregular heartbeat. Do you have any issues with your heart, like irregular heartbeats or anything?
No.
Okay.
Not right now. I've been in the gym last 2 months.
Good.
So trying to
your
get
physical looking good. Like, what's
that,
your
right?
40 looking like? You running good, like quick?
I get it by minutes.
Can you bench?
I don't bench. I do like the everything but bench.
Why
usually
not?
I'm by myself.
Well, you're kind of blown out. You don't need to. Like,
I don't want people.
It's all
to
leg
spot
workout
me,
for you right now.
Yeah, I don't want people to spot. Like I have no spotter, so I don't want to be that guy. Like got 245s on each end.
Spot me.
Do 3 reps.
When I was in grade 7, man, my health teacher's husband died at home at a home gym. He put on like too much weight for himself.
Wow.
Got it up, and then it came down on him.
What?
And he couldn't get it off his neck.
That's terrifying. And I've seen guys at the gym
Choked himself
do that,
out, like
drop
killed
it on
himself
him,
at his home. He was by himself.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So big PSA from me. Hype men can also be spotters, and spotters can be hype men.
You just need a best friend that can ride with you, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Homies matter. Irregular heartbeat. Baseline. 88.1 Kid. You'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah, New king, coming soon. Right now we gon' rock into this though. I can hear your heartbeat. All these cats think they dope now. Not even on the coke high. Cold killer, heavy verse like a shot from the golden eye. I mean golden gun, 007. Fuck what your current say, fold and run. You the best in your crew. Tell them that they need to find a new chosen one. What we through your vocal cords on the floor. Claim you rock Michael Kors, but your watch said guess who stepped in the building. Bodies in the lobby, blood on the ceiling. My ride book look like Stephen King scriptures. Crack screen, you don't see the picture. I'm trying to be great, never sleep in. Money don't care that you late. Me and you don't relate. You chase pussy. I'm trying to get this cake. You ain't strong enough. Like an old man trying to lift weights. Get your own plan. Stop following the TV. Heavy bird, hot boy, call me BG. I'm the new king. Retire the throne. Show respect to sire or die as a drone. You impersonate. You should've played a role on Clone High. No lie, I can hear your heartbeat.